Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Twala Bears channel. Well, today it's Saturday. It's a weekend here in the Philippines. It's Saturday, August 23rd, and we are going to cover our family budget for my wife, our daughter who's 17. We're going to cover our family budget for the month of August. So I'm sure you are itching to find out how much we spend and how much the everyday life of a expat family can do here. So let's get started. All right. So our budget, and I'll put the numbers here up here in the top so you can see our budget for every month is $1,900. That's what I have to deal with for the monthly expenses. So let's get started about how much I pay. So I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget, of course. So rent, we pay here 10,000 pesos. That's about close to $200. Okay. So just consider like 5,000 pesos would be considered like 100, but the rate right now currently it's almost at 57, but it's like 56 right now. So your buying power is a little bit better. So um, yeah, so every 5,000 pesos here would be considered kind of like 80, $90. All right. But I always round it up to like $100. So our rent is 10,000. So that's close to $200. Electric, we pay, let me see here. We pay 10,000 because as you can see up top, we don't have split con air at the moment. You could see just the end of our air con over there. I have the window type. So that runs a little bit more than the split con. And I pay 10,000 because here, like I said earlier in another video, is that here in the Philippines, electricity is super expensive. So a lot of sometimes some of the times my bill goes over 10, and during those hot summer months, sometimes I've paid up to 12,000 in electricity. So be aware that when you come here to the Philippines, electricity is king here, even more probably than your rent. Isn't it kind of crazy that I'm paying this? On average, I'm paying 10,000 pesos for electricity and 10,000 pesos for my rent. And so, yeah, electricity is super expensive. Be aware of that if you come to live here. Um, for our internet purposes, we have our internet or ISP, our internet service provider is PLDT. They are really good. I know some others use some others, Globe, Starlink. There's some other services here you could use, and I've seen on other vlogs. But here, we use PLDT fiber, and they're really good. Comes with a landline, and like I said in my, if you go to my live, I was talking about that I can actually call directly to Navy Federal Credit Union to my bank to call for money without needing to call for without needing to use any internet charges, internet charges, any international call charges. So it's free. I just call straight to my bank and wire money to me. So PLDT is 2,899. We'll just round it up to 3,000 pesos, $60 pretty much. You know, every thousand pretty much is like a $20 bill. So 3,000 pesos, close to about $60 a month. And we have the high speed. We have a 150 megabytes. But sometimes you'll notice here is they'll cut off the internet, and it's most of the time it's because something got disconnected on when they ran the lines here. So you call them up, they're right here. They'll fix it. They're pretty fast. Food. This is probably the biggest expense of probably any in everybody's daily lives, right? So for food, this family, a family of three, myself, my wife, and my 17-year-old daughter, um, we put down for 20,000 pesos. It's about $400, and that's being generous. We we don't starve here. We get all the veggies, fruits, meats that we need, and we're able to still um, splurge a little bit, go out to a restaurant and eat. We don't do it all the time, but I would say like 3, 4 times in the month. We'll go out to go get something to eat. Sometimes it'll be at a restaurant. Sometimes it'll be at McDonald's. Just down the street from where we're at is Starbucks. I mean, you could walk to Starbucks from where we are. There's a Premier. We're in Silang, so there's a Premier. It's like a little strip mall, little small mall. You go in there, and they have a supermarket in there. You can get groceries from there, and also down the street from where we're at, there's Jollibee, there's McDonald's, there's Chow King, there's KFC, all within walking distance from my house. And we live kind of, I guess, if you want to consider this the suburbs, because it's outside of Manila. We're 3 hours south, and it's a good place to live. I know a lot of people like to live in a country area, but I'm not that. I'm a city guy. I don't like to live so far away from malls and businesses that like if you need to take care of your passport or immigration. There's a mall in Das Marinas, which is probably like a 20-30 minute drive. You can get your immigration taken care of, and it's only like 20-30 minutes away. And instead of going all the way to Intramuros into Manila, which we used to do, you could just do your immigration there, 20 minutes in the mall. So I like living where everything is close, nearby. Shopping centers are accessible. Schools are accessible if you have any, and also food, right? And so our food is 20,000, and I could break down a little bit on the food. So, like I said, down the street, also from our house, like maybe a 5 minute drive, is a place called Palenque, which is open market, and they sell everything you need for your groceries. They sell meats, fruits, vegetables. They sell. I wrote down some things. They sell for what we normally do here in this house. We get all our fruits and vegetables from there. So at Palenque, we will get and this stuff you can get year round. Some of it is seasonal, but you can get these vegetables year round at a reasonable price. So normally, what we usually get and what they have is like string beans, squash, garlics, onions, potatoes, corn, eggplant, carrots, tomatoes, cabbage, and that's just a few. They have a whole lot more. We also get our fruits there. We like to carry. I always make sure that the ladies here, they get their vitamin C, they get all the nutrients they need for veggies and fruits. So I always make sure we get plenty of fruits. I always tell my wife, make sure that you load us up with fruits for you guys. And you can get watermelon, of course, when it's in season. You can get cantaloupe, mango. Mango's there year round. You can get the green kind, the full ripe kind. My wife likes the green kind. You can get mango, grapes, bananas, papaya, avocado, of course, when it's in season, and apples. You can get apples pretty much year round. We also get our rice. So if you want to live like a Filipino here and you want to cut down on your budget, um, you're going to be a rice eater if you come here to the Philippines. And I know a lot of other countries, I see so many vloggers talking about, I'm not going to give up the way I eat. I make a lot of money back where I'm from, and we have a big budget of whatever. You got 3, 4, 5,000 USD to spend here. Okay, well, if you have that kind of money, I'm not telling you need to eat like a Filipino. But all I'm saying is, if you want to budget your money, you want to have a full belly and like be able to get your fresh fruits and vegetables and things that you need here and eat kind of like a Filipino does. That's what they eat: fruits, vegetables, fish, meat, pork, beef, everything. They eat all the basic groups that we need. And so, if you want to save on your budget, then um, there are ways to do that. You could eat like a Filipino, but if you want to eat like a Westerner, you want to go to restaurants, pay expensive prices. Matter of fact, I took the ladies. We went to Denny's. There's a Denny's by SNR where we go shop, and man, I'm not going to tell you how much the cost was at Denny's, but it was not maybe it's expensive in America. Denny's, it's raised their prices. It's been like many years since I've been to a Denny's in America, but my God, the price they were charging for the simple, if you guys remember, the Grand Slam is like the best thing. You know, they got eggs, bacon, sausage, right, all that stuff. Man, I'm not even going to tell you how expensive that was. I mean, that's pricey here. I was like, man, am I eating a steak dinner here in the Philippines at Denny's for bacon and eggs? So you can make all that stuff at home. All right. So just letting you know, we spent 20,000 and we're not hurting for anything. Oh, wanted to talk about rice, right? I just mentioned rice. You could get rice here for, my wife said, for 45 to 55 um, pesos per kilo. So that's about, I would say, if you just average that to 50 pesos, that's like $1. So $1 per kilo. This family here, we normally get 10 kilos, 5 to 10 kilos. Sometimes we'll get 5 kilos if we're just, don't want to carry the big heavy bag. And sometimes we'll get 10 kilos. So that'll last us for quite a bit. So that's how much you pay. The rice is pretty cheap. It's not expensive. One of the biggest expenses for food that I don't care if you're a Westerner, I don't care if you're a Filipino, one of the biggest foods that anybody eats is eggs, right? So I'm sure you want to know how much the cost of eggs are. So we go to Palenque, of course, and they come in a big tray. They come in a tray. We usually get 30 pieces, and they come in different sizes. So you could buy like really small eggs. They have small eggs, medium sized eggs, and extra large eggs. And my wife doesn't want to deal with all those small or medium. So we always get the extra large eggs. And they normally cost 270 pesos. So we pay 270 pesos for eggs for 30 extra large eggs in a tray. And I don't know how much the eggs are. I remember there was this big hoopla about like the cost of eggs is so expensive in America or whatever. But here, 270 pesos averages out to about $5, $5 and some change, like 20 cents, 25 cents, 5.25, I guess. So it's very cheap for eggs for us. $5 for 30 eggs. Are you getting that in America? Somebody in the comments, please let me know. All right. So let's move on. Another thing you can get at Palenque, which is really nice to have at your access. We have Palenque, and they carry other things in a bunch of things my wife and I came up with. They have clothes, shirts, shoes, dresses, underwear, furniture, extension cords, Tupperware, school supplies. I mean, they have everything. It is like uh, just everything that you want. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful here in the Philippines. You can get anything you want that you need. You could find there. It's like in America a lot of times. Oh, you just have to go get your food in one store, then you have to go to another store. And nowadays, with all the stores closing, I see in America is like, is there any place that you can go shop like that? Somebody in the comments, let me know. Is there a place in America you could do all the things I said you could mention? You could go grocery shop. Yeah, I know they have Walmart, right? They have clothes, they carry groceries, but it's nothing. And I'm going to do another video. I did. If you go back, we did a video on Palenque, but I'm probably going to go back because it's actually grown from when I did that video a few years ago about going to Palenque. Go watch my video, and we're gonna probably do a new video about what Palenque looks like now, and it's grown. There's a lot more there now, and so yeah, so Palenque is a wonderful resource. So to total it off, our total expenses for the month of August were 48,000. Oh, I forgot to mention. There's a few things I didn't talk about. So we talked about food, the 20,000 for food. Water. So here in the Philippines, you're gonna want to stay away from the tap water because it's just uh, I guess they say it's potable, and some people just put like charcoal strainers to like filter the water. But most Filipinos here, they don't mess with for drinking. For showers, okay, but for drinking, they don't mess with the tap water. It's just they feel it's unsafe. There are a lot of purifying stations here who sell water. I mean, every barangay you go to, you're going to be able to have somebody come deliver. They'll deliver the water to your house. So what they have is these big blue 5 gallon jugs that you could get. We have 5 or 6 of them because we drink so much water. We're always drinking water. So we have six of them, and our water for the month is about 1,000 pesos. So $20 for a whole month of bottled purified water from a purifying station. You can't beat that price. $20 for, I mean, how much are those like single bottles of water you pay almost $1 in the States for, right? And you're only paying $20 for 5 gallon bottles of purified water delivered to your house. I mean, they'll come deliver it. You just, my wife sometimes, if we're in need of, we're getting low on the water, she'll just text them. They'll be here within the hour with water. So that's a great service to have here. Um, oh, and another expense that I didn't mention that goes with the 48,000 is Jana's expenses. So our daughter is going to a private school, and so at the private school, we don't have. They have her old high school didn't have like a cafeteria, a true dedicated cafeteria where she could get something to eat. So my wife always had to pack a lunch for her, what we call baon. That's what they say here in the Philippines. So we would my wife would pack a lunch when she was at the old high school. But now since she's in her junior year in high school, so you guys can understand on the western side what a junior year is, like 11th grade, right? So they call it here just senior high school, the last 2 years. So they have a dedicated cafeteria for her private school. And so she also has to take transportation to get there. She has to, from our house, she has to get a trike. The trike takes her to Premier, which is the main shopping center just down the street. And then from there, she gets a big bus, and the bus takes her to the Gaitai, about 20 minutes away. And and then she comes back, takes a jeepney back. That's like 15 peso. Another trike back, 15 pesos. And so it costs about, like, I would say, like 70 pesos for her full travel to go to school, to come back to school. That's about a little more than $1. Can you imagine that? She takes all this mode. One thing nice about here in the Philippines is the mode of transportation. You wouldn't have any problem. If you don't want to drive a car, I prefer to drive a car because I don't know, I'm used to it, American style, I guess. But technically, I don't need a car. You could just use public transportation and it'll take you everywhere and anywhere you need to go for a very low price. And so, yeah, she spent 70 pesos back to go there and back to school, which is like $1. Um, and then we give her that extra money so she can get something to eat. So her expenses for the month is 4,000 pesos. That's about 1,000 pesos a week. So that's like $20 a week. Could you imagine that? Send your kid to school 30 minutes down the road in transportation, and then pay for her food. See how much that's going to run you. That's going to be a lot more than just 1,000 or $20, less than $20 a week. So pretty good savings there. So it all comes down to 48,000 pesos for our grand total of what we spend average monthly. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know. I'm going to cover some other expenses from other things that we're going to do. And like I said, I'm going to do a palenque run with my wife, and we're going to show you what they sell and the prices. But that's about it. Don't forget, our total budget, our income is 1900 USD. So do the math there. 48,000 pesos came out to, here, let me show you real quick. Before I let you guys go, because the video is getting kind of long, I said here, 48,000 pesos at divided by 56, because that's the current rate right now, only comes out to $857. So our monthly expenses at the current rate of 56 is only $857. That's it. So Just think about it. I get another from the rate the way it is. I get another 150 for that to if you even it out to another 1,000, and I have $900 left over to save. So I don't get I don't get these people talking about can't survive off of $1,500. What the hell are you talking about? I'm doing it here with a wife and a teenage daughter for $857. So they're BSing when they say that you can't survive here. We're not surviving. We're thriving here. I get to bank that extra money, and the reason why that we're getting our new house is because I was able to save all that extra money. So we'll cover that at another time. I want to do another video about um, our experience about purchasing a new home here, which we are, and it'll be starting next month. So next month expenses in September is going to be a whole different story. Not probably the numbers here, but we'll talk about the house at another time. But we don't buy anything. Look, see this computer here? You'll be like, oh, look at it. He's got a Mac. You know how old this Mac is? I wanted to put in the video because I want to tell you that I don't really spend much money. This Mac came with me here. I mean, laptops on average, would you say probably like 2, 3 years, 4 years at tops, and then everything just starts either dying on the computer and it just doesn't work anymore. It'll just shut off. I've had this MacBook, this Apple, since I moved here. I bought this when I came here new. It was in 2015. I bought this laptop 10 years ago and it still works. As a matter of fact, all the editing I'm going to do for this video is going to be on this 10-year Mac. I haven't bought anything. I did purchase a laptop for my daughter and for my wife so they could do their editing. As far as my wife has her TikTok channel, and also for my daughter so she could do schoolwork because they're required at her school to do a lot of presentations. So that's it pretty much, guys. That's all I'm dealing with. That's all the money I spend. And if you have any questions, any other expenses that you feel that I should be spending on, please let me know because I'm just cha-ching when it comes to like what I'm able to save. Wow, $1,500. Can't survive in the Philippines. I'm doing it off of $857 US. And it's just my wife and my daughter. So please let me know if I'm not living right, if I'm not doing something right. Somebody, please help me why I am barely surviving here in the Philippines with a little bit of money I have. Okay, thank you guys, and we'll see you in another video. Next time, probably we'll talk about the house, or I don't know. Next subject, we're going to talk about dollars again and money and expenses here in the Philippines. So till next time, thank you guys for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. We are back. I made a live stream talking to the wall because nobody should join my live stream but my wife. Please go see that live stream. It talks about why it came back to YouTube, and I even did a little short with our dogs that we have here in the barangay. Go watch that little short, and please subscribe this video, and please subscribe to the channel. We are back. We're trying to get that 1,000 subscribers to get monetized again, right? Isn't that what everybody wants to do? So we're at 2,740, I believe, currently. Please subscribe to this channel. Please watch our content, and I promise you I'll try to get the best videos out there for you guys. Informative videos, not too much chismes, but get into what you guys need to know to make it here in the Philippines expense-wise. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to go have my breakfast now. Wife made me some Spam, eggs, and rice. Mwah, can't wait. I haven't even had my coffee yet. So we'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Subscribe to the Twala Bears channel. Bye-bye.